With the release of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, I'm gonna rank all 5 Ghostbusters movies. In last place, you have Ghostbusters 2016. This movie started off pretty solid. I was actually really enjoying it. But then the movie drastically went downhill. Humor in this movie is extremely... I don't know the word to describe it. Like, there's some good jokes in here, but then other jokes, most of them, are just extremely weird. They're either weird, don't work, or just cringy, that just don't work and feel extremely out of place for a Ghostbusters movie. The characters in this movie are pretty unlikable. I found myself not liking most of the characters in this movie and just wanting the movie to end. There was almost no stakes in this movie, extremely lazy writing. I had no idea what went wrong with this movie in production, but it turned out to be a terrible movie. But in 4th place, we have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Now, the problem with this movie is that the movie's too short for all the storylines it's trying to tackle. I mean, like, yes, the movie's enjoyable, you can have fun with it, although it has a lot of problems. I feel like a general amount of people will walk out of this movie enjoying themselves. But again, too short for what this movie's trying to tackle. It's building up all this lore, which is a good thing, but there's too many characters, too many storylines that all tie together in the end, and we don't really get the impact for all the character arcs because of the short runtime. So if they really did just extend the runtime out, we actually feel the impact of all of this stuff that was built up. But instead, we got a movie that takes its time. In 3rd place, you have Ghostbusters 2. Now, this is a bit of a downgrade between the first Ghostbusters, but I still enjoy it for what it is. The comedy is somewhat there. It's better than the stuff we previously mentioned, because that humor was not there. The villains were not there. Well, I guess Frozen Empire, the villain was there. But this one, I enjoy the villain. I enjoy basically everything they do with this movie. There's a couple of decisions in this movie that I'm not a fan of, but pretty much enjoy this movie. I feel like it's a bit too low for what people give it. But in 2nd place, you have Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm so glad I rewatched this movie, because before rewatching this movie, I wasn't a fan of it, but this time around, I loved everything to do with this movie. The send-off to Harold was perfect. Just the entire story of this new group of Ghostbusters fighting Harold's stuff and just going on from there is perfect. I enjoyed everything. This is how you go back to the first movie and re-tackle it into a sequel. This is the real sequel to Ghostbusters right here. This is basically what you would want from a Ghostbusters movie. The comedy is there, the villain's there. Just everything back to the original movie is also there. It works perfectly. But in 1st place, without a doubt, we have the first Ghostbusters. What can I say? This movie is a classic. You can't beat the original film. This movie was able to take just an idea of these people capturing ghosts, and they were able to make a really good movie out of it. Like I said, the humor's there, story's there, all of that's there. That makes a Ghostbusters movie a Ghostbusters movie. And since this was the first one as well, this was the first one that made all the iconic stuff, like the song, the characters, the costumes. This is the one that made all of that. And if you do not like this movie somehow, you at least can respect it for this world that it created and what it created after it. You can't beat the classic. But with that, that was my ranking of all 5 Ghostbusters movies. Let me know yours down below, and if this video interests you, maybe these ones on the side will too. But anyways, thanks for watching.